Well, buckle your seatbelts and get ready for some live healing coming right at you from Norma Escobedo. She is what is called a Reconnective Healer. I am going to let her introduce what this is and help you make sense of this amazing healing modality, because you know what? Sometimes we just need to hear it and experience it to understand it. Have a listen. My name is Emily Sellis. I am the host for the Sage Holistic Show. So happy to be with you.
Sage is a 501c3 nonprofit organization building community by providing education and counseling about physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. We encourage all of our listeners to find their own path to what holistic wellness means to you.
Yeah, so my name is Norma, and I'm going to talk a little bit about aligning with your life purpose. And so I'm going to, do introduction about a little bit of what I do. Maybe I'll probably do a little demo, and depending on the time, I might do a little video. I have my little timer going on, so I'll see if if there's a chance to present the video. So, like I said, my name is Norma. I'm Reconnective practitioner. I'm also a emotion code practitioner. I do have a master's in public health and nutrition and in health promotion. And back in 2011, I started having some health issues. Yes, I had babies, two babies back to back. My kids are like 18 months apart. I got a new position as a supervisor, and I had the biggest clinic in the agency, and I was a newbie supervisor. So a new supervisor with kids back to back. I had ended up having a lot of stress, which led me to psoriasis. So this is actually me right here. It was worse as well. Like I couldn't even bend down. It was hurting. It was sometimes embarrassing because at work, like if the participants dropped something, I really couldn't pick it up because I was in a lot of pain, so this was very painful. And one of the things is that my hair was very oily and gunky. Okay. And so I had to start using, ointments and special shampoos, and then medicines. I even went to Ensenada, across the border, and try to take some special medicines, but those medicines ended up affecting my liver. So you're trying to take care of one thing, but then it starts affecting something else, right? And then my friend, she had just taken some classes in called biomagnetism, and she's like, hey, you want to try this? And I'm like, sure. And she started doing this, putting magnets on my body, and then suddenly I noticed like my hair was like back to normal. So I didn't have to use these special shampoos, and it didn't last just for a couple of days. I mean, it lasted for quite a bit of weeks, like probably like a month, that I noticed like wow, like I wasn't shocked. So then I started like looking up, like, okay, where can I take some classes like this? So I ended up taking classes in TJ, Tijuana, like 2-day class. And then once I was there in that class, they start talking about emotion code. And then, from there, that's when, you emotion code, and one thing that just keeps leading to other things. So I've been just taking since then a whole bunch of little classes that is helping me to where I am right now. And some of this like emotion code, body code, things that have to do with beliefs, something called Court of Atonement, oracle cards. But one of the best things a lot of these courses that I like is Reconnective Healing and the Reconnection. And one of the main reasons is because of their simplicity, so easy. Okay. And here, one of the things that affects and blocks your life purpose. I don't know if you are familiar with the emotion code, is sometimes there's a heart wall. like a wall around of our heart. And it could be due to all the trauma and all the pain that we've gone through life. And, something happens and you start blocking yourself and guarding up. Something else happens and you start, building this wall. And what happens is that wall is ends up being so thick that you can't, what they say, follow your heart and do what you want, follow your bliss. But sometimes you can't follow that if it's so blocked. So, we start releasing the emotions with emotion code. You start releasing the emotions that are building up this block. And once we release those emotions, we're able to, manifest things. Some of the testimonies, especially, with Dr. Brad or in general, is people start finding their perfect mate, like their true love, or that job that they wanted, or just things are being faster and manifesting things because now your heart has that energy and, not being blocked. Okay. Any of you familiar with the emotion code or heard about the heart wall? No? Okay. So this is something so if you ever get to have any meet a practitioner with the emotion code, I would highly recommend working on the heart wall. You could work on many things, but heart wall is something very powerful. Okay. And this is the book, The Emotion Code. This is how I started. I just, I bought the book because, it was introduced in that biomagnetism card class. And, the book is really simple. You could do it yourself, right away, just from reading the book. And this is what you use to identify the charts, and you muscle test. You muscle test by connecting to the, you must by yourself or using a pendulum. This can also be done by distance and proxy. It could be done on also animals and pets. So we use this chart to identify what emotions we need to release. Okay. Let me see. Are you guys open to see if as a group we could release an emotion that could help us? Yeah. Okay. Just to give a little demo and also kind of help. So if I have your permission, as a group consciousness, I'm going to release the emotions. And if you don't feel comfortable, it's it's okay. Just don't allow this. So I'm gonna say, thank you, God, universe, for allowing me to be in this beautiful group with these beautiful people. I ask that you allow me to guide me and help us release those emotions that's preventing us from aligning with our life purpose. I ask you to release the most important emotions that are blocking us at this time. Okay, so as a group, which is the most important emotion that we can release at this time? Is it on column A? No. Is it on column B? Yes. Is it odd row? Is it even row? It's even row 2, row 4. Okay, so it's column B, row 4. Okay, is it depression? Yes. Is it depression? Anything else we need to know about this? No. Can we delete it? Yes. Is it safe? Okay. Releasing this emotion of depression for the group that's preventing us to move forward in our life purpose. Okay, anything other emotion we can release at this time? Is there any other emotion we can release at this time? Okay, that probably, it says I can't release anymore. Sometimes you could only release 2 or 3. Sometimes you can release 10. It depends. Sometimes if it's a very strong emotion, it limits it. It limits the amount of emotions we could release. So that's a little demo of a sample of releasing emotions. So did anyone identify with that emotion? Can you raise your hand and see if you identify with that emotion? Okay. Did anyone feel anything? Okay. Would you like to share, Emily, what you felt?
I think I just felt some movement through my just through my head area when you were doing that. Like it felt like I was kind of moving. I could feel my energy moving with your hand movements, like a feeling of releasing. It's similar to what I'm used to with Reiki, right? Just kind of energy shifting and moving around.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing with that. Yeah, so
Thank
sometimes
you.
you don't really, sometimes you don't feel anything, you know, like nothing. Sometimes you feel the energy, sometimes you feel a little heat, sometimes people start crying or get nauseous, or, you know, everyone reacts different, you know. So if it doesn't, you don't feel anything, it doesn't mean it didn't work. It's just everyone, you know, reacts different to the emotions. So hopefully, you know, that helps and gives you like a little push if this emotion of depression is blocking you. Okay, let's see what's next. What else do I have? Okay, so another thing that I like to do is deleting negative beliefs that's also preventing us from moving forward. So I delete negative beliefs. I use books that I have different types of books that have beliefs, and I muscle test to see which is the one that you would need. And then I also install. So sometimes you need to delete and install, or something you could just install. And I tested this particular belief for this group that would be beneficial. So sometimes what I do, I just delete emotions that's preventing us to have this belief. Sometimes I do something called body-based mindfulness, where we say this, we take breaths, we, you know, kind of meditate a little bit, and we say the belief, and then it's weird because you start feeling stuff like in your body. And sometimes you cry, sometimes people scream like, oh my God, I have this pain, or, you know, and then if we have a pain, we start sitting with that pain. So with the belief, sometimes doing it with the body-based mindfulness, sometimes it could take 10 or 20 minutes depending on how the belief is affecting you. So another way I install it is by doing installing it with the pendulum. Okay, and like I said, this is a belief also that I tested that would benefit the group. So again, if you are open to receive this positive installment, I could do it. Are you guys open for that? Yes, okay. So, okay, thank you, God, universe, for so I'm going to ask you, since you're muted, if you guys could read this, kind of read it and read it, and you could say it out loud and feel it. So I'll give you a couple of seconds, so you guys could just read it and see if you notice anything. And then after that, we'll go from there. Okay, so I kind of burped a little bit. That's my sign, like something's moving. So sorry if I do burp. I tend to, that's kind of it's a good thing and a bad thing, because I know it might gross people out, but it's like, yes, it's working, something's moving, So that's my sign. I always have to apologize to my clients. So, okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna delete everything that's preventing this statement to be true in us. Okay, help me, God, universe, spirit guides, to delete all negative energies, all entities, all detrimental energies that's preventing this statement to being true. Delete everything that's blocking us to believe we could do what we could do, and delete everything that's preventing us from having this statement to be true. Delete it from our realms, our reality, all dimensions. Delete it from our ancestors, delete it from our children. Anything we have inherited that's preventing this statement to be true. I ask to get to the root of the issue. Okay, now I ask to install this belief to everyone that is open to receive it. Install this belief. Install, I am free from the experiences of the past. I have what I need to succeed. I know what is required for me to be successful, and I am pursuing my path with wisdom and confidence. I am free from the experiences of the past. I have what I need to succeed. I know what is required for me to be successful, and I am pursuing my path with wisdom and confidence. I am free from the experiences of the past. I have what I need to succeed. I know what is required for me to be successful, and I am pursuing my path with wisdom and confidence. So my pendulum stopped. So to me, that's a sign that has been installed. So now if you could now again, now read it again. If you could, read the statement again. And did you guys notice anything different? Anyone notice anything different compared to the first time you read it? Can you share, Brittany?
So I'm actually Emily also. I
Oh,
was just bold as fuck with the last time I said it. Yeah, that was tight.
She really was. It was the first time it was like we read it, and the second time she was like claiming it. You know, it was like amazing.
yeah, that's what happens. So, in the beginning, we've noticed sometimes you're saying it, but you don't believe it, kind of like you're not believing it. And then, when all this thing is removed, you're like, yay. Okay, yay.
I had a feeling of clarity for me. So, and clarity of actually, I started to really understand what is required for me. So, yeah, even as I was reading the statement, I had some more clarity the second time around rather than the first time.
Yeah. Okay. So glad. I'm so glad to hear that. Okay, I think I'm almost done, but I'm gonna just do this quick. Sorry. So, okay, the other thing I do is reconnective healing and the personal reconnection. This is to me like something that is like easy, so easy. It's free flow. It's no, we don't need to know what the issue is. We just trust in God and the universe that through these frequencies of reconnective healing, God's going to give you what you need.
Thank you for spending some of your time today with us at Sage Holistic Health and Wellness Center. If you like what we're all about, please consider supporting our nonprofit organization by making a tax-deductible donation. To do this, you can go to our website at www.sagewellnessctr.org and click on Donate in the upper right-hand corner. We look forward to spending some time again with you real soon. Take good care.